I'm going live whether y'all are here yet or not. So one of the things I do, I want to show y'all this. I've got a nice little box rather. I taped an article actually from the Dallas Morning News back in the knots when they actually did some changes to how you can work on your credit yourself. And it's actually got some really neat stuff in here. I can't share it with you per se because I don't have access to it unless I just share it to less than 10 people, and I don't know if that's going to happen. But essentially, there are two different ways that you can get your credit report, and it's not going to cost you anything, and you can do it. I can't remember if it's every 6 months or once a year. Regardless, if you haven't done it yet, this is amazing, and it is not creditkarma.com or any of those guys. This is actually through the Fair Trade Commission. And there's a phone number as well. But what you want to do, and I'll go ahead and type this in the chat here in a second, is you want to go to www.annualcreditreport.com. So there's no dots between annual credit report, just straight annualcreditreport.com. And this is not Equifax, it's not TransUnion, it's not Experian. This is through the Fair Trade Commission, and you're going to want to ask for a copy of your credit report. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do once you get it, and depending on when you want to get into a house, whether you're wanting to buy a house in the next 6 months or in the next year, that may make a difference as to how you actually want to play this. You could stagger it and say, I want one, in February, ouch. I want one in March, and I want one in April, and you're going to work on it like that. Sorry, my box just fell over and woke up Charlie. Sorry, buddy. But one of the things you want to do is you want to look at it and make sure that all the information on there is A, correct, and B, yours, because there may be somebody else on your credit. For example, Charlie here obviously does not have a credit card. But I talk about Charlie often enough that somebody may think that there's a Charlie Price, and then there's a skip trace for somebody named Charlie Price, and they go, hey, wait, there's a Charlie Price at this address, and so they stick that on mine because there's a Charlie Price here to some extent. Well, next thing you know, there's somebody else named Charlie Price running up a credit card on Charlie. You think he's really shopping at Nordstrom's all by himself? Especially in some place I'm not? No. So you got to check and make sure that all this stuff is actually yours. Make sure the addresses they have you living at in the past are yours. And the thing is so you look at it and you go, okay, great, Chris. It's got information here that's not mine. What do I do? Well, you're going to need to write them a letter first off, but not just any letter. And here's something that a lot of people miss. When you go to the post office, they've got these little things. Can you see it? Let me see if I can get it right up there. It's called a certified mail receipt. Make sure you get a copy of this. You write down who you're writing it to. Now, this is important because we're going to go over it here in a second, because you're going to write down who you're writing it to. Because it could be to Experian. It could be to TransUnion. It could be to Equifax. It could be to somebody else. It could be to a creditor, because you're going to want to make a bunch of these. These are going to go to quite a few people. And you're going to want to make sure you have a physical copy of each of these, because you're going to CC that each one of them's getting it, so that everybody knows. It's like, hey, XYZ Furniture, I never bought anything from you. TransUnion, I never bought anything from XYZ Furniture, and I'm CCing XYZ Furniture, and I'm CCing TransUnion, and I'm CCing Equifax, ad nauseum. You're going to be making copies of these. And then another piece you're going to remember, you want one of these. You've seen these at the post office, I'm sure. So you're going to write your name, and I'd make some labels, or take the ones that you get. It's Christmas. We just got out of Christmas. You should have gotten some labels from somebody. Save those, stick them on there. And then on the front side, part of where this comes in handy. You're going to take that little bit right down there at the bottom, but write down who it is you're sending it to. And again, if you've got address labels, put their address there. It's going to go on the letter as well on the front so that you know who gets it. And here's part of why I've got this box, because this actually is part of what makes it key. Although I did break it. So I've got the little folder that holds my folders. And then I write in each folder, I've got at the top of it, again, using my label maker, the name of the people that, whoever it is, you got it there. And then when you get the letter, because yeah, it's a nice long letter, but you staple your receipts to this letter so that in the event that you do have something go wrong, you're not looking all over the place for these letters. They're right here in a plastic box that you can pick up and walk out the door, and you can find it fairly quick. I mean, I found this about 10 minutes before I went live with you folks. Maybe a little bit more than that, because I figured it'd take me long to figure out how to get all my cameras to work. In any case, if you're looking for this article, I've got a few I could actually share with you. It is from the Dallas Morning News. I have not been able to get them to find it to be able to give me a reprint yet, but the title is Free Credit Reports Available Starting Today. So you can go to www.annualcreditreport.com and you can get a copy of it. Now, if you don't like the computer or you don't want to do it that way, you can also call this number, 877-322-8228. That's 877-322-8228. And let's see here. Now, this doesn't cover your credit scores. This is just on your credit report. And this thing's great. I mean, so don't use your Credit Karma. Don't rely on what Discover has in the upper right-hand corner saying everything is. When you want to get your credit report, you want to get your hands on it, make sure everything's correct. So whether you want to stagger it, do them like January, March, May, and then do it all over again in June, July, August, and make sure you get these things right. So yeah, you get it free every 12 months. So you may want to, if it's bad, or you want to make sure they've got it right. And that's part of why I say, if you're going to stagger them like January, February, March, and then you follow back up in June, July, August, because they've got to give you an updated credit report if there's anything wrong. Now, if it's not, maybe not. And now there's ways to do this and have them actually provide it to you. Read the article, give me a call at 972-372-9810, and we'll get you squared away. Now, if I've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, either here or on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and you're watching this at a... Oh, I got somebody texting me. Don't text me here. Text me in the little chat box, folks. Let's see. I don't even know if... Yeah. Put it in the chat box, folks, so everybody else knows what the question is. But other than that, that's about what I've got for you folks today. So if you don't have any questions for me, I'm going to run along here and get on with the day. I mean, Charlie's a little tuckered out from that last run. I don't know if he's going to go for another one or not. But if you have any questions, or if you want to actually talk to me individually, I'm going to have to call this one guy back. You can always reach me at 972-372-9810. If I don't answer, please leave a voicemail. It will translate into a text message and shoot it to me, because I may be in a meeting. I may be going live. I may be doing another video for somebody else. So please leave me a message when you call. I do have a new texting number. I put that out a while ago. I'll go ahead and stick it in the chat as well. I respond to it if I've got you in my contacts. If I don't, then I'm not sure how it works. But if you get a text from me from some strange 214 number, I apologize. It's a new phone number for me, which I love to play with the new phone numbers, and look forward to seeing you folks in the next short period of time. Y'all have a great day.